What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Writers Room presented by Breaking and Entering. I'm Alan Hallis, and I am joined by our music director, our River West counterpart, host of the Mr. Nice Guy podcast, head of Nice Guy PR, show host. He's available for bookings, and the birthday boy celebrating a birthday, Mr. Ben Slowey. Ben, how you doing today, buddy?
Uh, yeah, no, I'm happy to be here, Alan. I'm doing all right. I've just kind of been, you know, navigating this really weird time as best as I can. I've basically just been playing Skyrim for like the last 2 weeks straight. You ever play Skyrim?
I admittedly suck at video games. I am so bad. But if you give me like Madden or FIFA, I'm fine.
Sure.
Everything else, or like NBA 2K, I'm okay. Everything else that involves some kind of like shooting or fantasy world or whatever, I'm so screwed.
Hey, that's okay, man. It's not really a bad thing. I mean, video games really suck you in as they have me the last couple weeks. It's been an interesting last few weeks. I went to go be with my folks out in Michigan for the holidays, and my whole family and I got COVID after Christmas. Yeah, it sucked. I mean, we're all fine now. It didn't hit any of us like super hard.
Yeah.
But still sucked. We couldn't do anything that we planned to do, really. So my new year was just drinking beer and playing Skyrim in my room. And then came back to Milwaukee. And it's actually like winter now. It's fucking freezing.
Yeah, it's the worst time to be in this part of the world. I cursed out the world from a pick and save parking lot the other night.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now that unfortunately, COVID cases are at like an all-time high, most shows it's looking like are postponed or canceled, and including mine, including Breaking and Enterings. It's that's why it's weird to like answer the question like, how are you doing? Because who fucking knows? We're back in the thick of it, and it's really weird and unfortunate, but we're all just doing the best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, we hope you're all staying safe out there. The fortunate thing is, I guess Omicron is not as deadly. So maybe this is the one we all get, and we all get the antibodies, and that's me thinking with the glass half full entirely. But that's still like the best case scenario is everyone gets COVID, which not great either. So
I mean, we still don't. It still could affect people, really badly. And I mean, for me at least, it was just like a weird cold. It matches a lot of cold symptoms. But so if you're having symptoms, get tested. We didn't think it was COVID at first. We didn't have the sore throat. Nowhere. What's that?
And then boom, out of nowhere, COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So definitely go get tested. To all of you watching. But there's been, Milwaukee music's been keeping us busy as always. So it goes,
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a ton of new music. I like to hit the beginning of the year and I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Like I get more hyped about New Year's Day than I think I do about like Christmas or my birthday or anything like this. I think that it's just time for me to I hit the clean slate. I'm ready to go again. 2021 was great. It was an all-time record high for us for traffic for Breaking and Entering. Got a lot of big things in the works for 2022. I like to hit the ground running. Didn't necessarily do that either. I was sick, but I don't know if it was COVID or not. It was probably COVID. I just stayed home. So that being said, stumbled out of the blocks a little bit on 2022, but we are back. We are fully up and running. Everything's good to go. And we got tons of great music for you today on the show. We are kicking things off with a video from Peeper and the Play. which it is. Ben, you've informed me via your articles that this band is not a band anymore.
That's what my understanding. One of the guys in the band, I guess, is moving.
Okay.
And they'd been quiet for a while. I know they were most active a few years ago, and they played their final show, I believe, like the Friday before Christmas at
Okay.
Cactus. I was bummed I couldn't make it, but love this band and what they've been doing. Really eccentric, eclectic, fun pop music. This song for this video is actually one of my favorite songs of the year. Tons of picks. So yeah, it's a goofy and really just it's goofy and fun and a really cool take on like experimental pop. So
Absolutely. Great for a lot of silhouette dancing. This is Peeper in the Play. Tons of picks here on the Writers' Room.
What's your preferred form of permanent? Choose from all the options shown below your consciousness. Flip between the filters, always at your fingertips. Decorate your tune, a steady zoom in on product placement. Toss them into the mix, your bag of tricks, your subliminal tactics. Careful, one wrong move, your attitude could set off an avalanche. And I hope we don't get buried under tons of pigs. I swore to all your lucky stars that I'll never pretend again. All that fits into the frame is not all that there is. I'm a walking installation, my curation accepts donations and tips. You were posing poolside, trying to slip by, taking a swim in the shallow end. Like a fly, your eyes multiply into a wave. It's buzzing above our beds. Focused on the optics, that stuff can get toxic. It gets under your skin. the stats. I'm keeping track to pinpoint your prospects. Index your desires. They work for hire under heavy surveillance. Ain't no harm in boosting your confidence. It's just this insistence on what we missed. And I hope we don't get buried, don't get buried, don't get buried under tons of hits. I hope we don't get buried, don't get buried, don't get buried under tons of
That was Peeper in the Play with tons of picks here on the writers' room. Um, as the name of the song states, tons of picks in that one. I cannot imagine the amount of editing that went into crafting that work of art. Um, and you know what? That takes a lot of time just to take all those shitty cell phone pictures, which is, you know, the core of that video.
Yeah, I like to imagine like I'd be dancing exactly how those silhouettes were dancing if I was like watching the band play.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, super fun video. And maybe their story, people in the play, maybe their story's not totally over.
Yeah,
Who
very
knows
true.
if they'll get together for a reunion at
They
some
could
point.
always do
But
like a postal service kind of thing and just send each other tracks and work on stuff that way. Um, Hope they do because that song is kind of catchy. Like the rhythm to it is just kind of like driving. Um, it also reminds me kind of like early Talking Heads stuff. How like it's just funky for the sake of being funky and weird for the sake of being weird, and like there's really no rules. It just kind of happens, and yeah, no, I like it. I really dig it. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad they uh, accumulated all those songs into one last album before they departed, which we also covered like a month ago when it came out.
yep,
And yeah, so
I believe it's called We Buy Gold Volume 2,
yeah,
something along those lines. I know there's a longer title. There was also a different Milwaukee band, and I cannot remember who, but their last album was called We Buy Gold. So you know, maybe there's a theme here that these bands are all shutting down and just turning into pawn shops. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what what's the story behind that, but let us know
yeah,
if you're
if you are
yes,
Peeper or LaPlay or LaPlay, let us know. But there's been a ton of great music coming out of Milwaukee to start the year. We've got a lot of great stuff that's up over on breakingandentering.net, lots of brand new music. It's been a while since Ben and I have gotten to talk. So, I mean, we may cover some stuff from the tail end of last year. First off, I got to say congratulations to Wave Chappelle for putting out his 52 pack, a song a week for the whole year, and then a bonus track with Buddha Dar. That
Mhm.
was one of my like I think highlights of just 2021 in music in general because partially a little selfishly I was like, man, I hope this is like the week that, you know, we get it late, maybe just for fun, you know, like maybe we get something early, maybe, you know, that the release would be off. But no, he was consistent as all hell. Every one of those tracks on that last pack slap. I really like everything that's been going on with Wave, and yeah, I'm stoked on, you know, what he's got in 2022 because he's already told me that he is not done yet. He's done with the weekly drops, but he's not done putting out music for, you know, a pretty consistent period of time. And he's got some big guests coming up too. So
Yeah, it's so like insane to think about like how he can say he did that. You know, he got a song a week, like all like every single week of the year.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean,
The amount of
I
discipline that it takes to
yeah,
to lock in and produce a song and pick a beat and engineer it and master it and get the artwork right. Everything had a rollout too, like every every pack had its own color and things like that. So that's an ambitious project, and shout out to him. He may be the MVP for Milwaukee music within the last year.
yeah,
You
that
know,
output is second to none. So shout out to Wave.
yeah,
Yeah, and so coming off the tail end of this uh, this past year, these last few weeks, we did have quite a batch of um, stuff to keep us busy into with the no man's land week, you know, between Christmas and New Year's.
right.
So I'm gonna actually pull up
I am
our
also
little.
cheating and pulling up the cheat sheet of things that came out. One thing I noticed, indie rock has had a great start to 2022. We got some music from Meadowers, a new single from them. I'm very interested in that band and what they're doing. They kind of flew under the radar, even though they put out music in 2021. I believe an album is on the way.
There
I've
is
seen on
next month.
Okay, I've seen on Bandcamp that the album is ready. It's just piece by piece, it's coming out, and the latest single from them, "Capacity," is really good, really solid. And I think that they're going to be one to watch within the next year for sure. We got new music from Bad
We
Year
got
as well.
we got new single from Bad Year, and what a great song to you know like to hearken to how where I think a lot of people's heads are at, you know, as we, you know, unfortunately are still pretty deep in the pandemic, in this, you know, resurgence.
Yeah,
And their song "The End" is about getting through hard times
yeah,
and how no matter how much we try to plan for what's ahead, sometimes we are never truly prepared. So that's a powerful one.
yeah.
Definitely go check out the new Bad Year song. We got a new single from Daydream Retrievers, the third single, I believe. I think, yeah, like,
There's a new. I
uh,
think they have a project too that is in the
uh,
works, or maybe some sort of compilation of these things.
yeah. They had two songs from 2020, which were both fantastic. Um, Loved those a lot, and then took a little time to bring us a third one, but that's totally understandable. Um, Given
The
the
world,
past, yeah, right.
given
It's almost
this,
like
like,
needless, yeah, gestures.
yeah,
It's almost needless to say at this point. But yeah, they delivered a third and final single before whatever it is they're working on. Go check that one out. And the song is called "Living Hell," which you know makes
I'm
sense.
getting a theme from a lot of the music that's come out over the last since 2020. A lot of everything sucks. A lot of
Yeah.
life is difficult, and
Well,
honestly, it fucking has been, man. So
yeah, dude.
yeah,
New
I get
single from Vanity Plates. Also, a band we hadn't heard from in a long time, but
yeah.
that's another one from the indie rock scene. And then,
And Sleeper Sound. We got some music from
yeah,
them as well. Yeah, a new
yeah,
video from
video.
them. Yeah. I have not. I admit, it took me a little bit to get into Sleeper Sound, and then just hearing the name more and seeing them around more. Very sold on them. Very, very highly sold on them. Make sure you check out their new video. It's out now. You can see it over on breakingnettering.net. So that's one aspect of things that's been hitting really big. The other thing is young names always seem to pop out of the Milwaukee music scene every year, right around the beginning of the year. I was very, very impressed by WT3. He's a rapper. He just put out, I believe it's not his debut project, but there are singles out already. Um,
Yeah.
So I guess that would technically, I guess, be his debut project, right? I got to do an interview with him. That's this week here on Breaking and Entering Radio too. Uh, that kid has only been making music for a little bit of time. He's gonna be some problems if if he keeps the consistency up. He's fortunate he's got an uncle that's a producer. If you have not checked out Pandemic Diary by WT3, I would say go and do that, because that is also another project that is super super hard. And yeah, I'm excited for them too.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of which, new record from G Gifted.
Yep.
Also, I know you interviewed him recently as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
What do
it's
you have to
more of
say about?
a get back. You know what I mean? Like the record's called Growth, but he had a strong thing going with ADHD, and then put out a solo project, and then didn't necessarily go as planned for him. Took a little time off, and he says, even on the intro to the new project, it was about rebuilding and time to rebuild, and that's what he's doing. And he has a genuine, like, actual love for making music. Like, I don't think he would care if he didn't make a dime off of it, and you can tell that when you hear him rap. He is somebody
Yeah,
that really just loves to be in it for the sake of being a rapper.
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's love for the craft, and um, yeah, we can't lose sight of that.
Yeah.
Neither can we. Even if we start making money doing this whole thing,
Yes. I shouldn't laugh as hard as I did at that, but I mean, yes.
we're right. Yeah, I mean, it's just exciting. It's what we would be doing otherwise.
Right.
Um,
We also got new music from Shlee Berry at the beginning of the year. We got a new song called Solo. That one's. I mean, Shlee is Shlee. She's consistent. The other one that I really wanted to highlight too, which I don't know if we caught it before the end of the year or not. Big P and Leak had a project that came out, and they are somebody that is now on my radar for 2022 to have like a super big breakout year. They just did a show at Coffee Makes You Black, and
no,
they have the aesthetic, and I think they have it really kind of crafted, the sound and the style that they want, and there's a lane for them in Milwaukee music, absolutely. So I'm excited to hear them in 2022 as well.
check them out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got a single from Toadskin, which is a great song, "Knives of Winter." It's got such a killer riff, and it's about coping with seasonal depression and stuff like that. On other, you know, on top of the world. Yeah, just
Yeah.
being in the harshness of Wisconsin winter, it gets very isolating. So check that new song out, Toadskin. Also got a record from Jamie Brewick and Jay Mollerskov, Solve for X. If you're into more experimental electronica,
Yeah.
it's really cool process what they did for this one. So Jamie Brewick was playing trumpet and sent clips of him playing to Jay Mollerskov, who chopped them up with various electronic manipulation methods.
Okay.
And then Jamie would take those clips and then play more over it. So it's just layers of manipulated
It's a
trumpet.
never-ending puzzle of music. It's like a
Yeah.
lasagna of music. It just keeps building.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
layers.
That's I like that
I wish I would have
metaphor.
thought about that when putting that together, when putting that
Yeah.
out. But
Yeah, that could be like a working title, for it could have been a working title for this record they just put out, just lasagna,
just a lasagna of music.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
New record from Michael Sodnick, dream pop singer-songwriter. I believe he's actually moving away from Milwaukee, is what I've heard recently, but that doesn't mean he escapes our coverage, because he
Because you
delivered
never leave this site. No, I'm just kidding.
right, yeah. It's a love album. It's a very romantic album, so go check that one out. We got a bunch of new videos. Video from GPL Magico.
Yep.
Video from Aces punk band. Video from Malik P. We also got tell me about this new Tenlo song, Alan. I hadn't heard of them until I saw the Journal Sentinel covered this new song they put out as like one of their top songs.
Yes, Sandman by Tenlo. I am interested to hear what they do. Like the production is very on point for this. It's very solid. It feels super retro. It feels kind of like 80s ish the way that it's put together. It literally tells you the story of a real Sandman or a Sandman figure. Which you know what, we don't get enough storytelling in music these days. I said it. We don't get enough songs with like very good like actual stories to it. It's kind of like this weird mix of like sci-fi, indie pop, and contemporary music. It it all just meshes together, and it's weird, and it kind of it shouldn't work as well as it does. How about that? That's a good way of, I think, putting it. Is there's a lot of pieces there where you're like, is it a little kitschy? Is it a little whatever? But the damn thing is catchy, and that's all it needs to be, and it's really good. And if you haven't heard it, go check out Tenlo's Sandman over on Breaking and Entering 2. So, that being said, we should get into our second video for this week. It is from somebody that also does not get the amount of respect that she should get here in the Milwaukee music scene, for real. I'm talking about Juke Marciano. This is her new video for Omi that recently came out. I first heard Juke on a Schleeberry project, and she was fucking spitting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when the two of them got together, it was great. We've booked Juke before for Big Beat MKE, or she's been on stage at least. I know with Schlee possibly, but I know we've had her on stage before, and there's a whole group of female MCs that are crushing it in Milwaukee. But Juke is definitely one of the ones where when you hear, she reminds me kind of Rhapsody, if you've heard Rhapsody at all. So I'll shut up about it. I just think I really like it, and you should check it out. So here it is. This is Omi by Juke Marciano here on The Writer's Room.
Yeah. Who the fuck want what with the God? If I'm pissing niggas off, then I'm doing my job. Strangely, I love the odds. And ladies love cool Juke. Lick my lips like I'm Todd. Who fake, who a fraud? Nigga, fuck all of y'all and I put that on me. She was in my bed, but I think she for the streets. I need weed and peace. Can't fall in love with no freak. Me, a love freak of the week. Ain't no capping in my rapping. They say young nigga preach. Gold shining on me like I'm Nefertiti. Aphrodite, bitch, I'm back up out the tomb. Realest nigga in the room. Tryna pimp a butterfly, but niggas can't see past cocoons. I align my spirit with the cycles of the moon. Then I hit Mac for exotic bags. Smell it through the bag. Niggas tripping, we ain't falling back. We on all of that. I don't hook a handcuff them, nigga. I'ma give her back. It was your turn and now it's mine, nigga, relax. That's facts, and niggas hate facts when it don't fit with they theories. I could give a fuck if y'all don't, cause God hear me. And y'all know who the fuck I am, to go clearly. My only object is to make you niggas fear me. I am holy, holy, all these bitches owe me. So hit my line if you got that macaroni. If your edges got them baby hairs to ride me like a pony. About time that you niggas pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. OG status, little nigga, I'm big homie. Stay dangerous, nigga, but stay holy. Say a prayer for the ones who love me, but they don't like. All that capping on social media, hella tripe. I'ma keep on spazzing on niggas that's on my life. This shit right here is the passion of the Christ. Yikes, when I'm on the mic, it's the return of the trilogy. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, it's all in me. And I am every woman, nigga, it's all in me. Word to Whitney, the flow is so nippy. The vision is 2020, been peeped you niggas was iffy. Vibes just ain't been vibing, been peeped you niggas was tricky. And I'm hella protected, no weapons be formed against me. Champion energy, nigga, that's on my city. Spit hard, body flows, real hard on the hoe. I heard them girls get down on the floor.
I heard them girls get down on the
flow.
My bitch bad, she bout picked up 100,000 off the floor. I said the girl chosen, grill golden, yeah. Invisible set so the diamonds floating, yeah. I don't know nothing about no hoe shit. We throwing money, watch them bitches bust it open. I said the God chosen, the grill golden, yeah. Invisible set so the diamonds floating, yeah. We don't know nothing about no hoe shit. We throwing money, watch them bitches bust it open. Holy, holy, all these bitches owe me. So hit my line if you got that macaroni. If your edges got them baby hairs to ride me like a pony. About time that you niggas pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. OG status, little nigga, I'm big homie. Stay dangerous, nigga, but stay holy. Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me.
That was Juke Marciano with Omi here on the Writers Room. Like I said, Juke is one of those artists that does not get the credit that she deserves yet, but I think she will for sure. The Holy Daughter just spitting, just annihilating bars. Like,
Juke is fire.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard much Juke actually before that video, seeing that video, and like, wow, like where have I been? You know?
yeah, where
But,
have you been? You've been busy covering everyone in the whole scene. No.
yeah, you know, we there's not much that slips past our noses, but there's always something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If there's literally thousands of artists in the city of Milwaukee, so many people making great music, and it's very hard to stay on top of everything. You know, that being said, I think that's kind of a good segue into what we wanted to kind of talk about here. It's a new year. It is a new year. There's obviously been a lot of talk about the Milwaukee music scene and the future of it, and where we want to see things go. And I kind of alluded to this on Breaking and Entering Radio the other day when we were talking about some situations that had happened recently. But I think this is the year that, we can tear the band-aid off, and any stigmas that we have about what Milwaukee music is and or looks like, and any problems that we have with it. I think this is the year that we finally get to go back out and address them, um, as shows come back, as we get the hell out of this latest wave of Omicron. I think there's going to be, just in general in society, a lot of people are going to be more blunt and upfront about things, and you know, um, I think things are just going to be like, people are going to take more opportunities, is what it is, and people are going to, see the future of what they could be building. And I think that there's going to be no more like Milwaukee music. Oh my God, we could be making it if. I think it's going to be like, we're just going to do it now. People are just going to take the things that they want to make and make them. And I think we're going to get a more fruitful scene because of it. We've obviously had some turbulence, and I don't have to go too far into it. You have the internet, but and as I said on radio too, nobody needs to hear my takes on this sort of thing. But what I do want to talk about, because it is what I'm passionate about, is the future of the Milwaukee music scene. And I think that this is the time now that the door is wide open for a lot of new artists to make their presence very, very felt in the city. I'll say that.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Bullshit has recently been called out, and bullshit will continue to be called out when it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's part of accountability in the scene, is that, we we can't let, egos and shitty behavior just be swept under the rug. And
this is not even in addressing, the main situation that happened. There were similar situations happening elsewhere that also have been called out recently too. So
yeah. And as such, when we talk about, like, we want we like, in order for this scene that we all feel very passionate and strongly about, that we love to be a part of, we have to uplift each other. We have to keep each other safe. We have to, you know, facilitate accountability when necessary.
Hmm.
And I think that we're very much capable of doing so.
Yeah.
And there's already been, plenty of great conversations going on about like, what do we want to see moving forward?
Yeah.
And that kind of speaks to, what I think we've worked really hard for as Breaking and Entering is how, we don't, we're trying to like, part of our mission is to dismantle the hierarchy in the music scene and to treat everything with the same platform, give everything the same level of coverage, because I don't care how many none of us care how many followers you.
Yeah. No, you're there. Oh, Ben died. Ben immediately got shut down. Um, he must have had a battery die or something like that. But I'll go ahead and say it. I will say we are at a point where the future of Milwaukee music is wide open, and we have always been about doing the best that we can to make sure artists on all levels have a platform. Hello, Ben.
Hey, sorry, it looks like my computer died.
Okay.
Is there a way I can like FaceTime in?
I don't think so offhand. I don't know. Do you have Zoom on your phone?
I do, yeah.
Go to your email, open the Zoom link.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
All right, just stall for a second.
Okay, you heard the man. Stall for a second. No, but honestly, I think that the future of Milwaukee music, like I said, is wide open. That there are thousands and thousands of artists here that are very talented, and in the past, honestly, you know, may have not gotten the opportunities that they should have for whatever reason. Uh, it could be the political reasons behind it. It could be they just are bad at marketing themselves. It could be that the music wasn't there, or the volume of music wasn't there. Nevertheless, it's a time where we can grow from this. We can learn from this, and we can push ourselves into new territory as a music scene. I think that that is a hallmark of. I had a really good conversation with Justin Barney from 88.9 recently, and
Okay,
hey Ben,
sorry.
hey, you're back.
What are you saying?
Oh, I was just about to say, I had a good conversation with Justin Barney from 88.9 recently, where we sat down for like an hour and we were talking about Milwaukee's music scene prior to the beginning of the year, prior to everything that happened, and we were just talking about like what makes a music scene really really become storied, and it's when people from outside of Milwaukee or outside of the city recognize it. That's what happens in bigger cities in New York or these places that have revered music scenes. So I think this is the chance now for Milwaukee to take the year by the reins, and all these new artists have the opportunity to break out, and let's make something that the rest of the world looks at and says, "Damn, they have something cool going on there."
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like definitely the talent and variety is all here. It's been here. That's what keeps us so busy. Part of what I was saying before, unfortunately, my laptop cut out, was that part of our mission here with Breaking and Entering is to do our best to kind of dismantle some of that hierarchy that not only exists. It has existed in our scene, but it just exists in the industry in general. It exists everywhere, where a select few artists are kind of on top, and then artists below them don't get nearly the amount of coverage or radio play or opportunities, or where it feels like where favorites are picked.
Yeah.
That was like that's kind of why I've always really loved, why I've always been so kind of had so much pride with what we do with Breaking and Entering, is because like everything is all on the same playing field.
Yep.
We don't make end of the year lists for a reason. We
Yep.
don't um, we don't have awards for a reason. Like what all we have are like an end of the year like
It's a playlist.
playlist that
And it's
has
really just
literally
kind of a
everything.
retrospective to look back on the year and say, look at all this amazing stuff we did as a city. Um,
Yeah,
because that's really, I think that's the best celebration of it. Certainly some people, I'm not going to lie to you, some people, yes, have made better products, have made more products, have made stuff that really stands out. But I like that the fact that, with what we do, it's the same as some kid that made something cool in his basement that maybe the world didn't get to the chance to hear the first time around, so they hear it in the year end playlist. They do the deep dive on that kid or that person, and they find their new favorite artist from that. That's
yeah,
kind of like we call the site breaking and entering, and it was named for obviously different reasons, but it always fits because like we are about the young kids that are breaking in and getting to establish themselves, and we cover that with the same reverence that we do the people that play Summerfest and Lollapalooza and all these big festivals. Like being able to run that full gamut and do it in an authentic way, I think is it's something that every music scene needs, but the Milwaukee music scene especially needs.
yeah, yeah,
So
and we're gonna continue doing it.
yeah,
It's not easy, and I know that it can be painful and uncomfortable for some people when uh just when like there's turbulence, when popular artists get called out for inappropriate behavior, stuff like it, I know it can be uncomfortable and uh challenging for some people to kind of like accept and process things like that. But you know but at the same time, it's you know like it's really brave of anybody who has come forward to say something.
oh yeah, I'm
And
not doubting.
that's
I'm
how
not
real
doubting that at all. No, I mean
yeah,
we've heard.
that's how real change happens.
Yeah,
um where and so I think that yeah, like there's likely some kind of tipping point happening right now with the future of Milwaukee music, where there's going to be new and younger faces that are going to populate um, the um, the sphere
vacant
of
spots.
coverage, but not only us, but by all the publications, and um, yeah, and it'll be exciting. And we just hope that everyone is willing to accept and shift accordingly with those changes.
Yeah,
Because we are all evolving as the world evolves.
yeah. It's
And so,
I'll close by saying this. It is undoubtedly kind of an ugly time, right? Like, I mean, there's no light way to look at everything that's happened recently and laugh it off or play or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that.
right.
It's too serious of a matter to do that. Or it doesn't even feel right to start talking about moving forward right away. Uh, but that's what we do. Um, but out of this ugliness, it's kind of almost a necessary ugliness that needed to happen. Uh, Unfortunately, at the detriment of some people's personal lives. Um, but but I think that it's a shifting point, like you said. It is definitely a turning point where you know we're going to go forward and we're going to be better people from this now. Uh, just Milwaukee music in general is going to go forward from this current time of life, and I think we're just going to treat each other better and do things that we can look back on with pride. And I think that's what we want to do in 2022. That's what I want to see from the music scene going
Yeah,
forward. Is not only great music, but I need great humans with it. And I think we have met so many amazing people doing what Ben and I do that we have met so many people that are genuine and honest and really try to be a good person and just try to get, that little bit of recognition for it. And I think now's the time that we reward those people. Now is the time that we find the people that, are of good character, that want to work hard and make great music, and, celebrate that.
And we're going to prevent further ugliness from happening.
Yes, absolutely.
So no bullshit.
No bullshit.
No bullshit. And so
that being said,
treat your people well.
Yes, absolutely. That being said, let's get into a video. This is our last video for the week, for this episode. And speaking of new artists, it is a newer band, Gracie, a new metalcore band. Ben, you brought them to my attention, but these guys are working really hard to make their name established. I went to go find this video, and they had 5 or 6 other videos out already of like behind the scenes things and vlogs and all like really trying to build a community around themselves. And that doesn't go unnoticed. Hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Good character doesn't go unnoticed. All sorts of things like that. So I'm excited to see what this band does. This is Gracie. I do also love the name of the song. It is The Times, and I cannot stress this enough, are a changin'. And man, if I wish I would have thought about that while we were just talking about everything that we are. It's way too fitting. It was not set up that way, but a great segue. So here's Gracie. Check it out on the Writers' Room. That was Gracie. That was The Times, and I cannot stress this enough, are a changin'. And that's a very true title. It is very true for everything that we just talked about. And the times are changing in Milwaukee music, and this is our first show of the year. I just thought about it. It's our first Writers' Room of 2022. As I kind of mentioned before, we got big things coming this year, and I know a lot of people say like, yeah, I got big shit happening in 2022, but we got some stuff. It's going to be an interesting time for Milwaukee music as we hopefully get to go back outside, and I'm pretty optimistic about this year already. I have a good feeling about it, as I do at the beginning of every year. But the last 3 years have not let me down, I guess, in terms of craziness. But this year, I think will be a good crazy. I think it'll be a fun time for sure.
Yeah. Even though it's hard to like kind of imagine what things are going to look like in a few months, because just everything is just so unpredictable. I do have a good feeling that we've all learned a lot about ourselves over like the last 2 years. A lot of us are very different people now. We've changed like as much as we can with the really with the really confusing and chaotic world right now. And no, it's not fun. It hasn't been, there's no reason to sugarcoat it because it's still been a very hard time for many of us.
Yeah.
It's been a very challenging time for many of us, whether that's through mental health struggles or job struggles or health struggles, like, with obviously COVID, case, like everyone's going, like most people I know are going through some type of shit right now. And so, we have to be easy on one another and meet people where they're at and not forget to check in because
Absolutely.
You never know when the last conversation you're going to have with somebody will be. And you also don't know what one conversation, how much it can,
it can impact somebody for sure.
Yeah, how much it could change. It could be exactly what somebody needed.
Yeah, totally.
To find hope. So with those things in mind, we're all in this together. And so I hope that everyone's taking care of themselves out there.
Yes. Take care of yourself, make good decisions, stay healthy, and check out new music every single day over on breakingandentering.net. We love bringing this stuff to you, and we love doing what we do. And we wouldn't have been here by now if we didn't love it, So
That's right.
That being said, you can check out new music every single day over at breakingandentering.net. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. We're wherever you're watching the show, we do it every other week, every other Tuesday night. We are here. So make sure you check, whatever subscribe button box thing you got. If you want to support Breaking and Entering monetarily and keep this thing pushing forward and allow us to continue to grow and put a bunch of money into new things and fancy dancy production, you can do that and get some bonus content for as low as $5. You can do that over at patreon.com/breaking and entering. That's patreon.com/breaking and entering. It really does go to support this thing and keep the wheels moving on it. There's a lot of things that go into running this organization. And we do it for the love. But that being said, Ben, I'm going to let you go enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to you once again. Thank you for spending an hour of it here with me doing this. I think all of Milwaukee thanks you for all of the hard work that you put in to, getting the music out there. I think without us, like I said, we always offer the most comprehensive coverage of Milwaukee music. And Ben, you are a major, major part of that. So thank you and happy birthday.
Thank you. Hey, I'm just a guy. Just a guy that does amazing shit. So we will see you next time. Can't wait to do it again. We will see you next time here on The Writer's Room.